I believe the next 30 to 60 days, we are going to hit peak bottom for the last final shakeout. And there's a few reasons why, and I'm going to break that down with potential coins to start accumulating for the next couple of months. But I'll tell you first things first. Number one, the biggest lesson I've learned in cryptocurrency is fear is one of the best times to buy cryptocurrency. If you look back in any single cycle, the C19 crash, May of 2021, when we literally went down 50%, those were the best times to buy. When everybody was fearful, the CMC index was at all-time lows, and nobody seems to understand that this bull run because so many people look at Twitter, look at YouTube, and everybody thinks the bull market is kind of over, but I just think this is history repeating. Obviously, we've had Donald Trump kind of F us, let's be honest. We thought he was going to be great for cryptocurrency, and he was when he won the election, but when he came in, it's not looking that good. But I believe we are going to blow over this storm, and this is why I believe the title of this video is almost foolproof with the grain of salt, because obviously, as we know, we don't know exactly when the best time is going to be buy. But if we keep getting lower prices, I think you're going to shoot yourself in the foot if you do not take advantage, if you believe in the 2025 bull run. But I want to take you back to something with just a simple BTC chart. If we look at the 2021 cycle on screen, just on Bitcoin, we've had kind of three options that you've kind of been left with. There's only really been three options. Number one is you panic sell at times like this because maybe you can't take it anymore. Maybe your wife's like, hey, this maybe isn't a good idea. And you kind of end the cryptocurrency dream, which is very, very sad, especially with what would have happened in 2021 when we ultimately hit a Bitcoin price of $69,000. Number two, you simply did nothing and you just waved out the storm. I'm kind of doing that right now. We're just kind of chilling. I'm buying if I have cash flow, but just chilling. Nothing really is happening. Or number three is you take the risk on approach within reason and we deploy one last kind of chunk. If you've got money on the side that you're okay with setting on fire within reason, with solid coins, it might be a good opportunity. Now, I don't mean set on fire as in lose it, but lose it in meme coins, AI coins, or low market cap, etc. That you're okay with losing, just in case worst case scenario, we keep going down and it just gets more bloody and bloody and bloody, and you wish you could have held on. But in my opinion, if you believe in the 2025 bull run, I think it should be okay to stomach the next kind of 30 to 60 days. And if you're not okay with that, just do option number two. And if you're not okay with that, just sell. Because maybe cryptocurrency is for you, and I don't want that to be you because we still believe in the bull run. But if it is causing you sleep at night or losing you sleep at night, cryptocurrency is maybe not the option for you. It should not be sacrificing your health, your relationships, your finances. This is a blood-eat sport, and if you can't accept that, like many of us had to accept in 2021 when we lost it all, and actually it was the final peak in 2021, it was a tough 4 years. We had to come in again. And again, a lot of guys didn't come in again, and they're going to come back in at peak 2025, at least what I believe. Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm not saying April is actually going to be a good month. I'm not saying that at all. In fact, I think it's actually going to be quite the opposite, because I generally think if Trump keeps doing what he's doing right now and he keeps crashing the US economy, nothing is safe, including the safe shit. Times will get very tough in the short term. Even your S&P 500, even real estate. People are going to be very cash heavy. They're going to want to hoard as many cash as possible, just like C19, where we don't actually know what's going to happen. This could actually be worse for cryptocurrency and stock markets and everything else than the C19. And again, if you go back and that does happen, God forbid, I'm going to be trying to sell everything I own in the real world to accumulate these lows, because that's just the kind of guy I am. If you're like me and you want that, that should be what you're doing. You should not be taking out debt. I know many people that took out debt in these previous historical dips that didn't make it. That is not what I'm saying. You need to get as much cash as possible if you believe in the 2025 bull run, and use that to your advantage, because you can accumulate way more coins to sell for that dollar value, that GBP value, once historically we do get the peak. But if somehow Donald Trump fails to crash the economy and markets rebound in, let's just say, May and June time, crypto is one of the biggest and best bets given its US broad government support. Therefore, if you have cash to buy a potential final shakeout crash, it could be one of the biggest trades of your life to set yourself up for this cycle. But if you're cash poor and you haven't sold your crypto, you'll be fine if it doesn't, because we always have to cover our bets in the best possible way in the long term. And as we know, it's not even that long term compared to traditional markets. Because if I was to ask you one simple question, it will give you the answer. You need to find out with what strategy you should be doing right now, especially in the next 30 to 60 days. So here's the question. Do you think crypto, I genuinely mean this, do you think crypto will be higher in October to December time of 2025 than prices today? And it's a pretty simple bet. It's a yes, no. Do you think cryptocurrency, your Bitcoin, even your solid altcoins, I'm not talking about the dumpster coins, okay, let's leave them to the side for 1 minute. Your Bitcoins, your Suis, your Renders, your Solanas, your XRPs, your HBARs, whatever. Do you think they're going to be higher today? Or do you think they'll be higher in October to December in 2025? And if you said no, Jake, it's a simple choice to make. You're out now or you have been in the last couple of months. But if you think yes, well, that's obvious, right? You should be higher by then. The 4-year cycle is still in play. Duh, Jake, why you even mentioned that? And we're still above the 50-week moving average that I keep talking about. The choice is obviously super easy because number one, you do nothing, or you wait, or you buy without the fear of stuff going down for short term. It's pretty simple. Its price is going to be higher than they are today in Q4 2025, or they're not. And there's only two options, okay? You have to understand that it's that simple because yes, you can overthink this game. It's so, even me, I'm overthinking this game. Is the 4-year cycle invalid? Technically, no, but with prices keep going down lower and lower and lower, Donald Trump keep coming up with bad news for the economy, it can kind of send you a little bit crazy. But if you just answer this question, you'll have all the answers you need to know. And then you can decide, well, if you do have cash, what coins do you want to invest in? And we'll talk about that at the end of this video. Because here's the thing, the big players, they want to wreck you, okay? The normal person out there, the big institutionals, they don't want you to get rich. They don't want you to escape. They need you. And that is a harsh reality. Unless you wake up to that, you're going to be stuck in that 9 to 5 for the rest of your life and just constantly losing money to inflation, and stuff's going to get so expensive, especially in the next 5 to 10 years. They will do everything in their power to not let you make it, okay? They want you to give up and they want you to sell. And while they continue to buy from the weak hands, that's what they do. There's all these articles where they promote fear, 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 then they're scooping up and then they change the mindset and the retail keeps getting wrecked and wrecked and wrecked. And as I said, man, I can only imagine if you're struggling right now and you thought this was the bull run and you thought this bull run was going to be super plain sailing when Donald Trump won the election. And I did too. I didn't think it was going to be plain sailing. I still expected dips, but I did not expect the January to kind of April time that we're in right now to be so bloody. And you're already trying to make ends meet with your 9 to 5 job. You're paying rent, you're paying food, your normal everyday bills to bills. It can be fucking hard. And then to top it all off, the crypto dream with our portfolios is literally in the toilet. I think I'm down $600,000 since January. That is a huge amount of money for me, for anybody. And I can understand, well, many have given up on the dream. But again, if you think and you were to place that bet, if we're going to be higher by the end of 2025, does it actually matter if we're down in the short term? The answer is no. If you can close your portfolio, not mind. And it can actually be better if you have cash to invest for the next 30 to 69 days or maybe even longer. It would actually be better because people who are selling, in my opinion, are wrong. If you think about it, nothing bad has actually happened to Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, XRP. The blockchains haven't broke. All that has happened is prices have went down from their specific dates. And this is causing fear and uncertainty and doubt. And eventually, as we always know, it will turn bullish. Then everyone changes their minds and it happens over and over again in every single cycle like clockwork. Because again, if I show you the CMC Fear and Greed Index, think about it like this. There's extreme fear in the market. In fact, fear is at the exact same level as the C19 2020 crash and the 2022 FTX crash with Celsius, BlockFi, etc. We were at fear of all-time lows. And you have to ask yourself, when I show you this, where we are right now, when was the best time to buy? It wasn't up here. It wasn't up here. And it wasn't up here for many, many, many months and years ago. It was always below the 20, the 25, the 30 levels if we are in a bull cycle. And as historically repeats itself over and over again, that was the best time to buy. Because in times like this, we've had news of Bitcoin and the strategic reserve that literally came under a month ago, if you think about it. Literally facts like this. If you look at China launching strategic BTC reserves, over 1 trillion is about to inject into the market. And I also have to wrap my head around this, and like with Michael Saylor and his company MicroStrategy buying Bitcoin at record rates and raising capital to do so. El Salvador buys literally 1 Bitcoin every single day. They've been doing this for ages. We have USA, the strategic Bitcoin reserve. BlackRock has openly said they're going for a 700K price target. Now, again, I do not believe that's going to happen in this bull run, but eventually, we will eventually get there. So again, this is absolute bullish news. It's just the short term with liquidations and everything in the market. They want you to be shaken out. And states are actively passing bills as we speak. And I filmed this video through legislation to have a Bitcoin reserve. And I mean, I'm not a genius, but this is only going to lead to one way in the future. So here's what I think, and here's the kind of reason behind this title. I believe millionaires are going to be made in the next 30 to 60 days. And that just means when you're buying opportunities. That might be $100,000 for you, it might be $10,000 if you're a small investor. But ultimately, if you're here to not sell and hold on, and if you have extra cash to accumulate with potentially more downside action, that could ultimately lead you there. It could leave you quit your job, take away stress, buy that new car, buy a new house, whatever you're trying to do, whatever your goals are for this bull run. Meaning, if April and May brings our peak bottom prices for this bull run, yes, you're going to have to wait 6 months till the peak or so, but how can you not be bullish on all the facts I'm giving you? And with that being said, I think we need to treat these next 30 to 60 days super importantly. If there ever was a time to lock in, it's pretty much becoming right now. If crypto was meant for you, this is the time where you need to buckle down and actually take this shit seriously. There's literally nothing stopping you outside of your 9-to-5 job, etc., and whatever other responsibilities you have. Locking yourself after the shifts. Maybe it's time to give up the hobbies, giving up the weekends with the boys, drinking, and especially for this next 6 to 9 months, with nothing but your laptop, even your phone nowadays, you can make this happen, and some Wi-Fi. It's absolutely locking the fuck in time and completely coming out of that phase by the end of 2025, if you believe in this bull run, with $1 million. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. But you probably are going to want to know about some coins. And again, there's many coins I'm going to give you, but here's some ones you maybe want to look at first. This is the CMC, the coin market cap, top coins made in America. So in my opinion, this is a great place to start. It's a new category over the last couple of months to start looking at. Now, yes, some of these are higher market caps, but again, it's a much better strategy to come in here, build your full bags here first, and then you scale it to other coins. Because again, these are coins that are made in the USA that America are going to fully support and put their digital asset stockpile into. So again, you can come on coin market cap under USA. You can see some high market caps in here, but a lot of people think XRP is going to do well. Solana, I obviously recently bought here about the 120 to 130, 140. I'm accumulating this pretty much every day in my DeFi liquidity pool. Obviously, ignore your stablecoin. I would ignore Dogecoin as well. ADA, Chainlink, Stellar, Sui, HBAR, we love them all. We absolutely love them all. This could be a great place to start. Not going to make you millionaires unless you have a bigger cash flow to start, but these are almost guaranteed to make you money, especially what's happening with America and the strategic reserve with these USA coins. Now, some other coins I think you can take outside of this, or some coins will be in the same category that we'll dive into. These are getting disgustingly cheap for the 2025 bull run. And we're going to start with the safest first, and we're going to scale it down in terms of market cap on the higher rewards, but obviously more risk. And again, you always want to be diversified, boys. So again, let's just break some down. Bitcoin's a bad bet if you're trying to do a 5 to 10x. And if you don't understand that yet, just take it for somebody that got wrecked in the last bull run. It's $1.6 trillion at the time of recording. It's not going to go to $16 trillion this bull run. It will eventually go to 500, 800, 1.2 million, 10 million, eventually. But this bull run is not going to give you that 5, 10, even, I don't even think a 2x is possible, but it's not going to give over the $200,000 in my opinion. But it's a great coin. You're never ever going to be sorry with holding long-term Bitcoin, in my opinion. It was what started us on this journey today. What started me on the journey, it probably started you on your journey as well. So it's not going to be bad. Ethereum, again, disgustingly cheap, 1.8K, 1.9K, $2,000. Anything, in my opinion, below the kind of 2.2 levels, that's when you've kind of got that 4 to 5x in play. Again, you want to be taking profits maybe at 5K, 6K, 7K, 8K, and scale it beyond that. But again, this is a great opportunity, in my opinion, for picking up the biggest altcoin with many use cases, many DeFi liquidity stuff going on their chain. NFTs were massive on this coin in the last bull run. It's very expensive to transact with, but the big players are accumulating this and they do not care about that. Solana would be your other risk-off bet. If you look at the last bull run, it did super, super well. Everybody thought this coin was going in the toilet at $8. It was scam coin, blah, 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 blah. But obviously, it went up to $300 in the local top. It's now 123. So again, it's a big discount. Could it go below 100? Could it go below 90? Absolutely. But again, if you are for this 2025 bull run, you're not going to be sorry, in my opinion, with $100 or so Solana. XRP was one of those coins. It was a stable coin for like 1, 2, 3 years, whatever. It didn't have the bull run it deserved in 2021, but as we know, it got sued by the SEC. It's won the case, so it's given us regulatory clarity to other coins to kind of do their own thing. And this was the coin that just kind of like broke the whole fucking internet recently when it finally won its SEC lawsuit. And obviously, as you've seen on the chart, it literally did a 5 to 6x in a very short amount of time. Obviously did super, super well in 2017. Again, this is one of those coins where people like to think the market cap isn't that important. I still think it is. But this coin, honestly, could do still super well at 120 billion market cap. But in my opinion, it's not going to hit the 20, 50, 1,000 or so dollars. This bull run, eventually it can go there if it does become that banking coin that these guys start to use. But in my opinion, a $2 XRP, it's high because you just look how far it went, but obviously it was suppressed for so long. So you have to ask yourself, where would this coin be if the SEC didn't sue them? I would probably say about $4, $5, $6. So again, they're still cheap in my opinion, but it was obviously a lot better buying at the 50 or so cents. ADA was another one. It did super, super well in 21, even 2017. The bull run for ADA has kind of been like Ethereum, in my opinion, for this run. Hasn't done much. It's had some little pumps, but again, 22 billion market cap. You've got Charles Hutchinson behind this coin, 60 or so cents at the time of recording. Very, very cheap compared to looking at the last bull run of this coin. Chainlink is one of these coins I've never actually held, but it doesn't mean it's a bad coin. Super well in 2021. It's had kind of 2 to 3 pumps this bull cycle, but again, it's back at those kind of $13 levels from their $30 previous all-time high, or the previous all-time high since obviously Donald Trump won the election. Very, very cheap. Again, if you're interested in Link, at $30, you should fucking love it at $10 to $13 to $15 to $18, because again, you're accumulating pretty much 2 to 3x of the coins to sell for that 2025 bull run. H-bar is kind of like XRP for me. You know, I accumulated so much of this when it was doing nothing. It was just getting wrecked in real time. The marketing absolutely sucked. But again, from nowhere, it just showed us what this coin can actually do. Previous bull run did super well. I've got a lot of H-bar, in fact, over 1 million coins in H-bar. My goal is to turn that into 800 to 1.2 million, depending on what this coin can go with my profit-taking strategy. I've made a video on that before, which you can go and check out on the channel. But regardless, super cheap. Again, if you liked it at 40 cents, it's a lot better at 15. But again, my entries were around about the 4, 5, 6 cents, even though I was buying so high back here. But I brought that DCA down with cash that I had in the bear market. Render's another one I'm looking at, and I'm almost tempted to buy this. It's getting very cheap. It did super well. Number 1, number 2, number 3 in the AI market cap. They all kind of fluctuate quite a lot. AI is going to be massive. We've seen what the video did in the stock market. This coin's absolutely going to shine, in my opinion. This is where we get to the 10 to 20 to 30 or so X's. I know a lot of guys are calling for $100, $200, $300 render. More about the 50 to kind of 75, just depending on what NVIDIA can do and how much money that flows to the crypto market. But again, 1.7 billion, a lot of meme coins, etc., are a lot higher than this in market cap, and render do a lot more than memes in terms of utility. So here's another one I still hold. Did super well in the DeFi liquidity pool for about 70 or so cents. It's now about 220. So again, similar scenario with most of these coins. If you liked it at 5, you should fucking love it at 2. ICP is not one I hold. Kind of rugged on launch, but again, not really rugged, but due to FTX manipulation. This one could be one of the best coins in this list, in my opinion, in terms of returns for the risk, because I still think this is a safer coin because of all the things it does. Super cheap market cap. Again, I don't have any ICP at the moment. I'm probably not going to buy any for this bull run, but I still think it's a great coin to accumulate. Quant is another one I didn't really want to put in this list, but I know a lot of people have been asking. It has been one of the worst performers in my bag. I've held this coin forever. And yeah, it hasn't done well. I really got interested in Quant with the limited supply less than Bitcoin. They actually have a real business. I mean, the market cap's $800 million, man. Like Shiba, Dodge, Pepe are like in the billions, and this coin is, I don't know, they're just marketing sucks. So I still hold it. I'm not going to buy any more. We'll see what happens. It did well in 2021, but this bull run has been pretty much lower lows and just constantly getting destroyed. So still hold it. We'll see what happens. Maybe wouldn't recommend buying this. I know a lot of people sold it on this one recently or a while ago, to be honest, but that's fine. You can't have all coins, but Quant could still do well, but it just needs to get marketing because it sucks compared to what these guys were at 2021, to be honest. Now, the more risky coin, I have this in a DeFi liquidity pool, Veracity, super tiny market cap, 10, 15 million market cap. It fluctuates quite a lot. It's a boring business. I bought it because, you know, I used to run e-commerce dropshipping stores. And what we used to do is we used to run ads on Google and Facebook and, you know, Meta, etc. And what these guys do is they stop people from businesses like me back in the day when I first made my initial money to invest in cryptocurrency. They stop like fraud clicks, if that makes sense. So they stop people spamming your thing, and it's actually got a use case. It's just for cryptocurrency. It's not very sexy right now. Nobody's really interested in this kind of niche, but 2021 it did super well. This coin does not need to do well in terms of market cap to make you a fuck ton of money. But again, super risky. It's pretty much in the toilet right now, but I'm going to hold it, see what happens with it, and I'll probably hold this on for as long term unless it doesn't hit my price targets that I want. Again, if you want to buy most of these coins, you can use it using BTCC. It's one of my favorite exchanges to use. And again, I've said this many times, they have a 10% bonus for Jake Gordon viewers. So if you want to use a link in description, if you deposit more than $500 above, they'll give you a 10% back. So if you deposit $500, for example, you'll get an extra $53. Even if you want to take that elsewhere and move it to your hardware wallet, it costs you nothing to do this. It's a good exchange. For UK guys, you will have to use a VPN. I would recommend Nord. It's like $2 to $3 a month. Super easy to do. And again, they've been trusted by millions for 14 years now. They've got over 300 cryptocurrencies and are launching more on here. And again, if you are a trader, they let you use a lot of leverage if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't do that. But again, for spot buys, it's absolutely great, especially with this 10% bonus on your first time deposits. And again, as always, we have a lot of our coins in DeFi liquidity pools, such as Solana. A lot of guys have Aerodrome Finance, even Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sui, some meme coins, etc. If you want to learn and you have a portfolio and you're maybe cash poor like a lot of us because we've been buying cryptocurrency, we will teach you how to monetize the assets you already hold with DeFi liquidity pools. So again, if you have Solana, you can pair this with Render, USDC, whatever. You can use your initial Solana and DCA every single day to get more Solana, even at prices today, even if you don't have any money to invest further in the market. So again, our goal here is to get everybody to 10K minimum per month. We've got a few members already hitting that. A lot of our members at the 2K, 3K, 4K per month. But as we know, if we're accumulating prices today and we keep compounding, it's going to be a pretty much foolproof system to get a lot of our members above 10K. There's a lot of guys doing above that. We've got Jesse that did 30K in his first month on a pool called Sui. Then he rotated to Solana. So again, it's all about compounding your gains. And if you want to check that out, we do have some spots for a free call. So even worst case scenario, you will get a free call. We will show you how to do this. So again, link in the description, costs you nothing to book a call. We'd love to help as many people as possible. And that's our goal. And that's personally my goal with my YouTube channel. So go and check it out, guys. And I'll see you in the next video.